Both players appear well prepared for this Burgundian defense exchange variation in Norway Chess Open 2025 GM Round 5, leading to an exciting battle ahead. On d4. Knight f6. Knight f3. On e6. On c4. Bishop b4 check. Bishop d2. We are now in the Burgundian defense exchange variation. Bishop takes d2 check. Queen takes d2. King castled kingside. Knight c3. Galperin is looking to play. On e4. On d6. King castled queenside. Knight c6. On e5. On takes e5. Knight takes e5 and increase their advantage significantly. On d5 played by Kunin. On h4. On takes c4. On h5. Galperin's idea is to play. On h6. On g6. On e4. On b5. On e5. On b4. Knight a4 and take decisive advantage. On h6 played by Kunin. On e4. Galperin might go for. On e5. Knight d5. Bishop takes c4. Knight takes c3. Queen takes c3 and seize the initiative. On b5 played by Kunin. On e5 it is novelty move. Threatening pawn takes f6. On b4 played by Kunin. Threatening pawn takes c3. Knight a4 played by Galperin. Threatening pawn takes f6. Knight d5 played by Kunin. Bishop takes c4. Bishop b7. Knight c5. Threatening knight takes b7. Bishop c6 played by Kunin. Rook c1. Knight d7. Knight a6. Galperin is looking to play. Rook h3. Bishop b7. Bishop takes d5. Bishop takes d5. Knight takes b4 and establish a winning position. Bishop b7 played by Kunin. Bishop takes d5. Bishop takes d5. Knight takes b4. Bishop takes f3. On takes f3. Knight b6. King e2. King h8. Rook hg1. Knight d5. Knight takes d5. Queen takes d5. On b3. Threatening rook takes c7. Rook ac8 played by Kunin. Rook c5. Threatening rook takes d5. Queen b7 played by Kunin. Queen d3. On c6. Rook gc1. Galperin is looking to play. Queen c3. Rook cd8. Rook takes c6 and put immense pressure on the opponent. On f6 played by Kunin. Rook g1. On takes e5. Rook takes e5. Rook f6. Rook g6. Rook cf8. Rook takes f6. Rook takes f6. Queen c4. Think carefully what is the best move for Kunin. On c5 is the right idea because on d5. On takes d5. Rook e8 check. King h7. Queen c2 check. On g6 still Kunin is losing. Let's explore the main variation. Queen c4. Rook f8 is not the best move played by Kunin. Rook takes e6. Queen f7. Queen takes c6. Queen takes h5. Rook e7. On a6. On a4. On a5. Queen e4. Galperin considers playing. Queen g4. Queen takes g4. On takes g4. Rook b8. On d5. King g8. On d6 and seize the initiative. Rook d8 played by Kunin. Queen g4. Threatening queen takes g7 mate. Queen takes g4 played by Kunin. On takes g4. Rook takes d4. Rook e5. Galperin wants to play. On f3. On g6. Rook takes a5 and increase their advantage significantly. Rook takes g4 played by Kunin. Rook takes a5. Rook g1. Rook b5. King h7. On a5. Rook a1. On b4. King g6. King f3. Galperin is aiming to play. Rook b6 check. King f7. On a6. Rook a3 check. King g4. Rook a4. King f5. King e8. On b5 and increase their advantage significantly. On h5 played by Kunin. King f4. King h6. Rook b6 check. On g6. On a6. Rook a2. King g3. Rook a3 check. King g2. On h4. On f3. King g7. King h3. On g5. King g4. Rook a1. King takes g5. On h3. Rook g6 check. King f7. Kunin might go for Rook g1 check. King h4. On h2. Rook g4. On promotes to queen at h1 check. King g5. Queen h2 and seize the initiative. Rook h6 played by Galperin. King g7. Kunin is aiming to play. Rook g1 check. King f4. King takes h6 and establish a winning position. Rook takes h3 played by Galperin. Rook takes a6. King f5. Rook b6. Rook h4. King f7. Rook e4. Rook b5 check. King f4. King f6. King e3. Rook d5. Rook d4. Threatening rook takes d5. Rook h5 played by Kunin. King d3. Rook h3. King e4. King e6. On b5. Rook h1. Rook b4. Rook e1 check. King f4. Galperin is preparing to play. Rook e4 check. Rook takes e4 check. King takes e4 and establish a winning position. Rook h1 played by Kunin. Rook b2. Rook h4 check. King g5. Threatening king takes h4. Rook h7 played by Kunin. On b6. Galperin is preparing to play. On b7. Rook h1. Pawn promotes to queen at b8. King d5. Queen b7 check. King d4. Queen e4 check. King c5. Queen b4 check. King d5, and gain a significant edge. Rook b7 played by Kunin. On f4. Rook g7 check. King h6. Threatening king takes g7. Rook g8 played by Kunin. On b7. Galperin is planning to play. Pawn promotes to queen at b8. Rook takes b8. Rook takes b8, and increase their advantage significantly. Rook b8 played by Kunin. King g7. Galperin is aiming to play. Rook b5. King d7. On f5. King c6. Rook b2. King c5. On f6, and establish a winning position. King f5 played by Kunin. Rook b4. Galperin is preparing to play. King f7. Rook takes b7 check. Rook takes b7. King takes f4. King g6, and put immense pressure on the opponent. King e6 played by Kunin. Rook b5. King d6. On f5. Galperin considers playing. Rook b3. King c6. King f7. King c5. On f6, and seize the initiative. King c6 played by Kunin. Rook b2. Galperin is preparing to play. Rook b1. King c7. King g6. Rook e8. On f6. Rook g8 check. King f5. Rook b8. On f7. Rook takes b7, and seize the initiative. King d6 played by Kunin. On f6 stop here, and find the strongest move for Kunin. King c7 is best move here, because on f7. Rook d8. Pawn promotes to rook at f8. Rook takes f8. King takes f8. King d6 still Kunin is losing shifting to the main game. On f6. Galperin wants to play. On f7. King c6. King f6. King c5. Rook e2. King c4. Rook e8, and take decisive advantage. King e6 is a blunder. Played by Kunin. On f7 Galperin dominated and took the game.